Hello everybody. Still the main topic is about coronavirus. We look at the markets and we are wondering what happened next. Is it all over or is it just the beginning? That is why we are talking via Skype with Davide Biocchi, trader from Directa. Hello Davide.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good, but in Italy the environment around the market is not so good. This morning, let me say, the situation was quite positive. The market were going to have a rebound, to see a rebound, but later the Italian market collapsed down. We were up 1% and now we are down 2.5%. So it was something like a very fast collapse into the market. But okay, the situation is probably, well, especially because of what happened Friday night, where especially the Nasdaq, in the last hour, the trading hour, went up from negative to positive, even 1% and more. This reaction was recorded yesterday night in the Asian indices and reflected also this morning in the European opening bell. Okay, so the situation went different on the DAX and on the Euro stock, they are already positive, even if they are going down. But on the Italian market, the situation was really terrible. Okay, so the situation is really a typical situation where you have a risk of contest. The market in general are going down. Sometimes they have very skyrocketing rebounds. Okay, really something like that. But then the market continues going down. So these are something like bull traps. Normally, these are because these bargain hunters are, let me say, also supported by short recovering activities. Imagine that probably Friday on the Nasdaq, we have seen a very fast short recovering activities in the last hour, okay? But then when this short recovery activities stops, the market will continue going down because the investors are still selling.
Yes, Davide, as a trader, what is your opinion about the market? You are seeing now that what's happening today is like a correction, and you are still like looking forward to the short positions, or you are wondering that maybe now it will be the end of the coronavirus panic?
Well, to be honest, I think that this is a correction in a short trend, okay? Because what happened is that the market is really nervous. Imagine this. What uncertainty is what the market completely dislike, okay? And we have a lot of uncertainty. How long will it last? How long will this situation last? How much, I mean, what will be the impact in the accounting of a big global enterprises of this? So all these questions have no answer for the moment. And this creates a lot of uncertainty in the market. And normally when the situation is uncertain, the investors are selling. So what we are looking at is a sell situation that in the very beginning was a panic selling because of the fears connected to the coronavirus, but now is a selling because some of the big investors, the big hands of the market, the one that can make the market move, they decided to underestimate their presence into the stocks environment. So they are selling stocks because they receive stop losses, because they are, let me say, they are big firms that handle the money of customers. They receive some redemption requests. They receive, if they are funds like, let me say, hedge funds or something similar, some of them can also receive some margin calls. So all the market is in an environment that every rebound is an opportunity to sell. And this is my expectation. And if we go to chart, as we can see here, what we can see is that about this chart, we have the crude oil. We have a crude oil that is more or less in a situation that is very close to the price of $42.5 per barrels. And this is something, imagine that in this week we had the meeting of the organization of a producer of oil, so the OPEC, okay? And in this case, it's really interesting what they will tell us about this. But imagine also that the gold that everyone knows as an asset that people buy in case of fears. Well, it was bought recently, not in a risk-off environment, but because it was the only asset class with possibility to grow, okay? And so what happened was that the gold, again, when the target was hit around 1,600 and more, some people took profit from this trading. So we have the gold in this situation. And we have a very, let me say, a very similar situation on the bond, because all these are telling us about a risk-off. Imagine that about the gold, the risk-off is connected to the fact that it increased a lot because of a trading on a trend, and not because it was bought due to the fact this is an asset to protect your money, okay? So look at this. This is the bond, okay? As we can see, the bond is in a long-term run, okay? And if we go back to the last period, what we can see is that after the breakout of 175 that we highlighted, now the strike, let me say, now the target is really very close to 180. That was the previous maximum. And we have now a yield that is minus 0.61, 0.62. So it means that people are again and again parking their money and paying for that into the German bonds, okay, the German Bund, okay. Then the last thing that I have for you today is to show you that this is the historical chart of a yield of a U.S. Treasury bond, the 10 years, okay. And as you can see here, after a failed attempt in 2012, again 2016, again last year, and now we have the breakout of a support. So some people are monitoring the possibility, and they are saying that also the treasury bonds will go to zero yield, and this is the story. So this is reality, and we have this very important breakout, okay? So this is more or less the intermarket, in my opinion, for this week, that I think it's good to show you, because this is the environment in which we are moving. And in case like this, I don't think that the stock can rebound a lot.
Okay, so you think in this week there will be some macroeconomic data or publication that will drive the market, or it will all be in coronavirus environment, and it all depends what kind of news during the including the coronavirus that will come to the markets?
So in this week we have the OPEC meeting, so the producer of oil meeting, okay, very important, because they have to decide if they want to cut the production of oil or not, okay. Then we have the PMI. This morning we have the PMI in Europe, okay. We have the ISM index this afternoon in the US, and it will be a really quite relevant trick for the market. Then we have on Friday the payrolls that are very, very important again. So I think that this week is a very important and rich week if we connect it to macroeconomic situation. And then, obviously, we have a coronavirus that is something like over the market, like this, okay? Mm-hmm. It's something like a sword over the market.
Okay. Thank you very much, Davide. My guest and yours via Skype was Davide Biocchi, trader from Directa.
Okay, thank you, and see you soon from Italy. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.